So you want to buy a house, but you're just afraid that your credit score is just not quite there to get you to that credit worthy ability. Well, this is one of my biggest pet peeves that a lot of first-time homebuyers make. It's a huge mistake because the truth is your credit score can go up pretty quickly. You just need to know what to look for. Okay, so first of all, why do we look at credit scores to begin with? Well, frankly, I could go off on a tangent about how I think the credit scoring model is sort of a racket, but that's neither here nor there. The truth is, your credit score generally shows your ability to repay, that the ability that you have to borrow credit that you use responsibly. So people who are not just your mortgage companies, but car loans, as well as utility bills, they're looking to make sure that the person that they're giving credit to is going to repay them in a timely manner because they want to get their money back, right? But here's the big secret. Getting your credit score higher is a lot easier than you think. Okay, so the minimum credit score to buy a house with an FHA loan is a 580. The minimum credit score for conventional is technically probably 600, more like 620 to be honest. You can get a house loan with a 620 in a conventional loan. Here's the problem. You're going to pay a lot more with a lower credit score than you would with a higher credit score. So it's very important to have as high a credit score as you possibly can. Not only are you going to get a better rate, but you're also going to get better mortgage insurance, and your mortgage insurance premium will be lower every month with a higher credit score. That means you're going to be able to borrow more money from the lender because you have more payment option than you would with somebody with a poor credit score. Okay, so let's talk about your credit and how you can take a look at it for yourself. I tell every client that I have, go to annualcreditreport.com. This is a government website. You're allowed to get your own credit report and see what's on it. So go to annualcreditreport.com. You can download a copy of your credit report. This is not going to give you your credit score, but what it is going to tell you is what your current balances look like, if you have any disputes, if you have any derogatory or collections. And sometimes you're going to find things that are really shocking on there, okay? I had a great client who had a wonderful job, thought he would have a great credit score, but Macy's had given him a collection years earlier that he never even knew, and it was for something like $30. So what he had done is he bought a suit at Macy's, forgot to pay his payment on time, had accrued some interest, didn't know about it. That interest went into collections, okay? That really tanked his score. So what he did, he knew about it, he contacted Macy's, he settled with them, and he asked them to remove it. And that's another big secret. If you talk to the people who are giving you credit and ask them nicely to settle with you if you have a collection, oftentimes they will, and oftentimes they can remove that collection or that derogatory late payment from your credit report, and that can boost your score very quickly. Okay, so here's a little hope. I worked with a man last year who was under a significant time crunch to be able to buy a home. His lease was up and they were not renewing with him. The problem for him, his credit score was in the low 500s. He had to get his credit score up over 600 in order to be able to buy. And he did it in 4 months. And we closed on his home, and now he has no more landlord to kick him out. Okay, so you can do it too. So a lot of first-time homebuyers ask me, how can I improve my credit score or keep it high just in general? Pay your bills on time, that goes without saying. Keep the amount of money that you owe at about 30% of the available credit limit. So for instance, if you get a credit card and they give you a $5,000 credit limit, don't ever go over $1,500 in a balance, all right? The higher you have, over 30%, the lower your score could be. Avoid opening new credit lines if you can, okay? You don't wanna have a ton of credit inquiries. If you inquire about credit, so like every time you go to TJ Maxx or Macy's, you say, okay, sure, I'll apply for the credit card. If you do that too many times, it will actually push your score lower. So what contributes to your credit score? Okay, number one, your payment history. Making sure that you have a regular and on-time payment history. That's very big. If you have a 30-day late, probably not gonna impact your score too much. If you have a 60-day late, It's going to be worse. 90-day lates, even worse. If you have a lot of lates, as in multiple, that will really lower your credit score. So you want to make sure that you pay those bills on time. If you are late on your mortgage, just know you're going to have to make 12 on-time mortgage payments before you're going to be able to get another loan. Credit history length. This is a big one that gets a lot of young people. So the longer you have credit and the longer you've shown that you're actually good with credit, the better your credit score will be. Here is a big tip for parents. If you have a kid, you can actually put them on your credit report as an authorized user, and your kid will start getting good credit if you have good credit. So by the time they graduate from high school or college, they're going to have a credit score and it's going to look good. Then they can apply for their own credit card. And as long as they learn good habits, they're going to have a very high credit score with a lengthy credit history, and that's going to help them a lot. If you currently do not have a long credit history, you can do this with someone else that has good credit. Ask them if you can become an authorized user on one of their credit cards, and you can piggyback off their good credit score. So I tell all first-time home buyers, the best time to know what your credit score is yesterday. There is no time like the present. If you are looking to buy a home in the next 6 months, get your credit score now, or better yet, call me. Let's do a one-on-one consultation. I can pull what is called a soft pull of your credit score, see what your credit looks like, and if there's any factors that are going to keep you from buying a home, I can tell you what those are. I actually have a program that's going to tell you step by step what you should do to get credit worthy for home ownership, and you can start that plan now so you'll be ready to buy sooner than later. So I look forward to speaking with you, and I really look forward to helping you with your credit, because it's the #1 reason first-time homebuyers put off homeownership, and I want you to get there.